How far must one fall before they realize their need for God? When troubles overwhelm and sadness consumes, we often forget the constant love and faithfulness of our Creator. Even David, a man after God's own heart, pleaded with the Lord in times of distress. Though he was assured of God's favor, suffering chipped away at his endurance, and hope seemed lost. But the Psalms reveal God's desire to strengthen those who call on his name. How fitting that a passage written centuries ago still resonates with pain and need today. Let David's cry be ours as we explore finding purpose through perseverance, even in our deepest valleys. Sickness and sorrow attacked David's body with such ferocity that he began to question God's care. "O Lord, rebuke me not in your anger, nor discipline me in your wrath." David knew God punished sin, yet in his weakness asked to be spared further torment. Having displeased the Lord before, dread filled him that past mistakes would bring endless grief. But God does not relish punishment. He yearns to forgive and lift up the fallen. "Be gracious to me, O Lord, for I am languishing. Heal me, O Lord, for my bones are troubled." David begged for mercy, confessing his inner turmoil could only cease by the Lord's touch. Though darkness descended, David held fast to truth. The Lord delights to show compassion. "Return, O Lord, deliver my soul. Save me for the sake of your steadfast love." David stretched out desperate hands, pleading on the sole basis of God's unchanging character. Not any worthiness of his own, but the Lord's covenant faithfulness gave hope. In our deepest sorrows, this is the anchor for our souls, the certainty of God's love proven through ages past. However deep the pit, his mercies are new every morning. Let us cry to the Lord from any valley, certain to find refuge in his eternal goodness. David knew life hangs by a fragile thread, and all people are but dust. For in death there is no remembrance of you. In Sheol, who will give you praise? When strength ebbs and darkness falls, the grave threatens to consume our lives and works alike. But David declared with faith, "In God alone is immortality found." Though men die and are forgotten, the everlasting Father gives eternal significance. All who call on him pass from death to life, their names written forever in his book. This hope transcends the shadow, giving purpose to each difficult breath when surrendering all into his hands. Let this promise fire our flagging zeal that living for Christ ensures a legacy death cannot destroy. What misery David experienced, yet he knew his only relief lay in God. "I am weary with my moaning. Every night I flood my bed with tears. I drench my couch with my weeping." Not even rest could ease burning torment, as sighs and tears soaked his pillow through lonely hours of night. Here in the depths of gloom, will we turn from the light, or will we follow David's example, fixing our eyes above in faith unwavering? He continued, "My eye wastes away because of grief. It grows weak because of all my foes. Enemies pressed from without, and weariness consumed from within. Yet still David set his gaze on the Lord. Though tears might fall, his hope was firmly anchored in the changeless Creator. Leave then, O believer. Let grief have its perfect work, that you may be made complete. The trying of your faith produces endurance, securing an eternal weight of glory beyond all tears ever shed. Let each dark hour refine your trust, weaning you from fleeting things on earth to treasure what is above. The sorrow may remain, yet in submission your soul finds rich refreshment by waters eternal and still. Take heart. The night is deepest before the dawn, and weeping lasts but for a night as joy comes in the morning. This too will pass. Stand fast and see the Lord's salvation. The waves may seem too much to bear, yet his peace guards your heart until storms are calmed by his almighty hand. This is the victory, to continue praising the God of faithful love through every storm. In his strife, David appealed to the Lord, as a child to a father, confident of an answer of peace. Depart from me, all you workers of evil, for the Lord has heard the sound of my weeping. He knew the Lord hates every wicked way, so casts all trusting in him on Christ, the rock of salvation. What a refuge we find here. Troubles assail yet cannot overcome, for our keeper fights to defend. With wrath on our enemies and comfort for our souls, he wipes every tear from our eyes. This was David's hope, and shall be ours till the end, that having borne our griefs he now pleads our cause, protecting us from every assault of night until the dawn. Though waves roar and storms howl, rest in the shelter of the Almighty, and let his assurance calm your soul. How could David know his passionate cries would echo through ages, still lifting fainting souls? But the Spirit-inspired words both for the psalmist's day and for our own. Let his fervency now stir our hearts. The Lord has heard my plea. The Lord accepts my prayer. The dark hours pass, but the light remains forever. Draw from the well of salvation, drink deep of living water as your Savior promises refreshment for body, mind, and spirit. Taste his goodness and see that he is God, constant in love, faithful to rescue, swift to respond to each call from a contrite heart. Persevere then in humility, looking to Jesus, founder and perfecter of your faith. Take rest in the certainty that God inclines his ear to his children in distress. His answer may seem long in coming, yet peace is sure for those who wait. Sickness brings suffering, but also closeness to God. Let tribulation drive you to clinging in desperation, that discovering his faithfulness may be sweet. The deeper we fall, the higher he raises us, as his grace proves sufficient, past all we ask or imagine. Rejoice then with David, though tears flow. The enemy seeks to destroy, but our Father turns all to our good and his glory. Lift up your eyes, see far horizons bright with hope. This light affliction is achieving for us an eternal weight of glory beyond compare. Count it pure joy, dear soul, to stand approved in the furnace, walking with Christ along Calvary's path. Gain his perspective. Let his love cast out fear as you fix your gaze on the author and perfecter of your faith. His plans will not be thwarted. All that seems bitter now ushers you into a room prepared, where tears are dried, and your Savior's smile fills you with perfect and endless peace. This is the victory. Walk on in assurance, for your redemption draws ever closer. Though grief remains for a night, morning joy comes with the sunrise. Your faithful Creator has carved his promises on palms of hands, where all may see and be reminded, you are not alone in affliction. From generation to generation, his mercies continue new, sustaining, restoring, redeeming. Though tears rage like stormy seas, his peace is an anchor for the soul, sure and steadfast come what may. Take heart then, the Lord turns not from his own, but hears and answers when they call. His plans stand, and not all the waters of adversity can quench love that covers sin. Walk on in that assurance, beloved, casting all care on him who keeps watch over Israel, slumbering not. Darkness may close in for a time, but dawn must surely break, as his mercies fail not each morning we wake. Where then is your sting, death? Victory belongs to our God, who redeems and rescues his own with mighty arm outstretched to save. Let these eternal truths anchor your soul, O wandering saints, tossed on life's billows. Your loving Creator meant it for good when designing each step of your path through testing valley and mountain high. You were born for such a time as this, to know in your deepest places the God who forms mountains and who calms raging seas. Beloved, keep company with Christ. His yoke is easy and burden light, and by submitting, you find rich grace adequate for each appointed step. Come, dry your tears and sorrow no more, but in faith rejoice in Emmanuel, God with us, your Savior and great Physician, who feels every pain and hears every sigh. Lift up your eyes, the night is passing. Your dawn has come, and fullness of joy flows from the river of your God's delights forevermore. Though trouble assail, take heart. Be still and know that he is Lord over all. This hope lights your way through every trial. Yes, until he leads you home at last, where there are pleasures forevermore. Let these timely words stir fainting hearts through every age. There is balm in Gilead, The great physician is there, and his grace more than sufficient to heal, redeem, and restore. However far you have wandered, he calls you yet to return unto the shepherd and guardian of your soul. Come find lasting refuge, casting all cares at his nail-scarred feet. He gently lifts you, makes you whole. Dark clouds will gather, but dawn brings light. The night is deepest before breaking of day. So hope and trust on. Your sorrow will end, for weeping may endure through a night, but joy comes with the morning. Take courage, beloved. The battle is already won. Our victorious captain of salvation ever lives to intercede for us, and not one whom the Father has given shall be plucked from his almighty hand. Fix your eyes on the author and perfecter of faith, who, for the joy set before him, endured the cross. Consider him who suffered all things, that we might know life eternal and lack no good thing. His love knows no end. He will complete the good work begun in you. Though calamities threaten and darkness presses close, yet believing you shall see his faithful kindness in the land of the living. Rest assured, as surely as morning follows night, the Lord will bring you into the bright sunlight of his presence once more. May these timeless words of hope fortify faith for whatever may come. Our God does not leave his own comfortless, but is with us even to the end of all ages. He transforms sorrows into joy and brings light out of deepest gloom. Lift up your head, look toward the dawn. Your redemption draws near. Jesus overcame and now leads you on to certain victory. Though affliction come, rejoice and be glad. The best is yet to be, and an eternal weight of glory awaits the tried and tested soul. Take heart, and let nothing move you from fixing your eyes on the prize. Citizenship in God's eternal kingdom, where flows the river of living water and the tree of life heals all tears. This hope lights our path through shadowed valleys and carries us over to the sunrise meadows of unending delight. Let each new day find you drawing afresh from these life-giving wells, until in glory we belong to Christ forever, and this fleeting veil of tears is but a distant memory. Then all crooked places are straightened and rough ways made plain, as God wipes every tear and death is swallowed up in life everlasting, in the presence of our Savior Emmanuel, God with us. Until that radiant morning, walk on in confidence, beloved, with the great shepherd and guardian of your soul.